Hey, Jeffrey,
Hey, Doug.
how's your day going? How's your day going? You doing well? Can you hear me?
Yep, there we go.
Okay. How are things going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Have you been hit up for a role as in leadership?
Um, I have not. I was, basically tech support for the last 6 months. Does I might do that again if they offer.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll take it if you offer. Well, I guess Teresa has left the chapter.
Teresa?
Mm-hmm. Bookkeeper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, she was doing Lauren's books, and Lauren's having trouble getting her login to her QuickBooks account from her. So I hope nothing's, I know she had some family issues. I hope nothing's really happened to her or something.
I don't know.
We all got our stuff.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's not health related.
Yeah.
Do you have anywhere you'd like to start today, or?
Well, I just wanted to tell you, Lauren's gonna do some of the social media stuff for me.
Oh, great.
So she was asking if she can piggyback on any of your work, if you have any reports
Yeah.
that she could have just to save her some work.
Yeah, I'll add her to all our stuff.
Okay. And then and I guess that's where traffic's coming from and all the keyword research you did for the previous ads and stuff. She also asked about transcripts. She said if we have transcripts that she could have, she can spend a little less time or clean them up for some of my. I'm taking your advice on the writing articles. I just need someone else to help me with it.
Okay.
I got other stuff.
I just was on a call earlier today with Cami, and the client that I was on the call for is, trying to get involved on the SEO a little bit more than in the past. And so I'm doing the same thing, coming up with a Google document similar to your own situation. The reason I bring it up is because Cami is offering blogging services these days. She was, offering that to the client that we were on the call with. She also has a bunch of training videos regarding to WordPress. So I think everything that I talked to the client earlier today about, is relevant to what you're trying to do as well. So,
okay. But she's writing blogs for people now.
Yeah, it's a service, an additional service she's, that she's offering through COVID. So just thought I'd let you know about that. Also, I thought the recording, she has a bunch of training videos on how to use WordPress. So instead of reinventing the wheel, I thought I would add those to the process document that we've created.
Oh, okay.
Which is perfect because I have a bunch of videos myself of me training my own employees, but they're not like the beginner videos, how to use WordPress. It's assuming you understand how to use WordPress. Right. So I think the combination of her videos plus the ones I have will kind of fit the whole circumstance.
Great.
Then on top of that, some of the issues that you have on the website, it sounds like Cami's been so this PHP thing right here and Core Web Vitals, you heard me talk about Core Web Vitals probably in the previous meeting.
Yeah.
But I talked to her about that with the other clients. So I think she should do the same thing, kind of just go through your website and make sure it's all the way up to date.
No, great. So how do you like working with Lauren?
I haven't worked with Lauren in a while now, just because of, I think, COVID,
yeah,
people kind of downsizing. Yeah, I mean, Lauren really knows her stuff. So I really like working with anybody that can get things off my plate.
Yeah. Well, Leah interviewed 5 people, narrowed it down to 2, and I asked her to interview Lauren too. And Lauren was a little more money, but she liked her the best. And, you know, Lauren was the only one that came up with Facebook ads, you know, something to drive more traffic than just, I hope you see it. So I thought that was useful. So we'll see how it goes. We'll try it out.
Okay. So that reminds me, you know, today what I had on my to-do list for today was to kind of go over, remember I made a video, a new updated video, and I was going to go over that video with you, and then I thought we were going to cut it up and make a Facebook ad out of it. Do we still want to do that if Lauren is going to be helping you with the Facebook side of things?
Well, I thought the ads you put on were on Google.
Yeah, YouTube ads.
Or YouTube ads.
Yeah, so those definitely are done, but this was additional on top of that. We were, and
so the ones that have already been running, let's just do the past first. The ones that have already been running, are those stopped now?
well, as of today, I'll have ads running on the new version. I wanted to go over the video with you first before it was published.
Okay. Shoot, I don't know, Jeff. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff.
All right, so let's just, I'll share my screen real quick.
I need guidance. You know, I didn't mean to overlap what you were doing and what she was doing.
No problem. I mean, it hasn't been done yet, so no overlap. So I basically use content from the FAQ page, mostly because there hasn't been any updates to the other pages. So this was kind of the freshest content. So let me just bring that up real quick. So in here, I basically took my favorite ideas out of all these ones and pieced them all together into one video. Now, what I wanted to show, and I didn't, you know, basically copy and paste. So Animoto, you've heard me say, is the program I use. You should be able to do something similar to this very, very easily if you wanted to. But the main ideas I think to really remember is that we're going to get the majority of our SEO through YouTube ads. And the YouTube ads that we'll be paying for are called 5-second skippables. So that just means that the first 5 seconds of the video, you're forced to watch. Anything past that point is up to the user to continue watching.
Okay.
So I'll just, I don't want to, so on average, about 50% of your audience will see the first 20 seconds of the video, and then it starts to drop off pretty heavily from there.
Right.
So if you have a 2-minute video, that means that whatever happens from 20 seconds to to 2 minutes really doesn't get seen. So it's important to keep that in mind, because if what's important in the video comes at the 25-second mark, nobody's gonna, you shouldn't expect people to see that. Right. So what I tend to do is I make one really long video, and then what I'll do is I'll cut it up into different versions where I just shuffle around what shows up in the first 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to publish this video right now, I'll just go in here. So this is, I'm going to duplicate it. So you'll see that in here, I kind of test out some of my openers. And what is a cash flow strategist? I think we need this just because I know, I'm not sure if cash flow strategist is, the perfect way to describe yourself, but you want to come up with a, video that targets at least, some kind of definition of what you call yourself.
Right.
And then I put a couple more of what I thought were like the kind of calls to actions from the frequently asked questions. So have you tried budgeting in the past and failed to stay on track? Do you know where your money is going every month? Do you optimize your monthly spending? So the point is that I would turn this video into 4 different videos at least. One video for how, what is cash flow strategist? One video for budgeting. One video for, do you know where your money is going every month? Be proactive instead of reactive. And then, do you optimize your monthly spending? So, each video, the first slide, the first 1 or 2 slides is different, right? So does that make sense that past the 20-second mark, it doesn't really matter if the video is identical with other videos in your channel, as long as the first 20 seconds are different. If you have the time, obviously, the more different each video is, the more you're using that real estate to your advantage. But the important thing to keep in mind is that for each video, what you really need to consider is the first 20 seconds. Okay. And if something is important, and it should not fall outside of the first 20 seconds. If it does fall outside of the first 20 seconds, make 2 videos. you know,
Okay.
for that. So the same thing applies with Facebook ads. Facebook ads, your video should be less than 15 seconds. If it's more than 15 seconds, you're gonna have to spend more money to serve that ad effectively. So in the same thing, I could export this slide maybe in 2 slides, because this is an 8-second slide. I could follow it up with, contact us at this phone number or email us right in the second slide. But the point being is that the same kind of concept holds true. For YouTube, you're optimizing around the first 20 seconds. And then for Facebook, you're trying to make 15-second videos. So in the process of making, this YouTube, this YouTube video, I can split this video into at least 4 different versions. I'm probably going to split it up into maybe 5 or 6. And I can repurpose a Facebook ad out of it very, very easily as well. Is that all making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to record myself doing that. I'm going to record myself once we get off the call today, me taking this video and splitting it up into 5 or 6 different YouTube videos. And then I'll record myself also making a Facebook ad out of it. But if you
and then I'll have those videos for Lauren to post.
Perfect. Well, you'll have those videos in case you ever, you're making your own videos going forward. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be training videos for me, not videos. Yeah, you can post these videos, I guess. We will post these videos. I'll be posting them to YouTube, running YouTube ads on them, and then I'll create that Facebook ad. Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll just update Lauren on what you've done.
Yeah, and I'll get Lauren in on all the Google Drive stuff and all the. I'll just give her access to everything.
Okay, great.
The other thing I had on here was do you have those new service pages completed by chance?
No, I said we're working on that this quarter. So
okay.
Anyway, we're working on them.
Okay. When those get done, I think we can just spend 20-30 minutes going over them together, and I can update the process document on that as well.
Okay.
Okay, so Lauren, what do you think about this? Okay, I'll get you the transcript. I'll send the transcriptions to Lauren as well. Do you have a new ETA? Because I had on my notes from our previous meeting that it was going to be September 20th. Is it going to?
Yeah, that's still the goal.
Okay, still the goal. Okay, cool.
Yep. Trying to get everything's built on a quarter basis, and that's our target, to get all the work done. And I thought it'd be better to get them built and up rather than given via piecemeal.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Great. Well, I was going to spend the majority of the hour today you want to just go over this video real quick, and you can tell me if there's any changes that you want to make to it?
Yeah, I think on the first slide though, this one here, do you think they'd key in more to budget? Helps you get your budget and spending in alignment. What do you think?
Sure.
I don't love the word budget, but so many people, BUDGET, so many people, as soon as you say finances, they think financial planner.
Yeah, I would agree there.
And that's what I'm struggling with. As soon as you hear finances and goals, now I'm planning. But if it's my budget and spending in alignment, and I usually say what's important to you. Is that too many words?
Well, so something I might add there is,
or your highest priorities or something like that.
Yeah, but so you could say in your kind of like bio, Doug Peterson is a cash flow strategist / financial planner, right? If financial planner is the term that people would use for you, even though that's not what you are, you can still, kind of pepper it into your copy, and then just whenever you do pepper it in, follow up with a sentence or two that explains the difference. But I agree with you. You're
I
going
would
to
have
have
to say
to.
I'm not, because you have to be licensed and there's all kinds of compliance issues that I want to stay away from. If they see I'm calling myself a financial planner and I'm not a financial planner.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is you can say, I am not a financial planner, comma, for XYZ reasons. You
Right,
have
I can
financial
do that.
planner on your website. So do you see what I'm saying? Like you can
Yeah,
still
I
use
have
a
it.
keyword
It
without
just
being that.
says I'm not that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now. Do you like the way that reads?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Something to keep in mind is that that kind of thing may not really matter that much, whether it says budget or the other thing.
Finances.
It's not a deal breaker in any way, shape, or form. Because an algorithm is never going to read this video. It's never going to see the difference between budget and finances, and it's never going to serve the video differently according to that. The only thing it'll ever affect is that human and that human aspect to it at the very last stage. And if someone decides to not be your client because of budget versus spending, that's not a good client. Is that making sense?
Yeah. Well, if you think finances is better, let's just go with that.
No, I mean, I think you could go with either, and I don't think it would really matter too much. If you think, if you can even have two videos, one with both of them.
Okay.
And then what you'd want to do is just in the description area of the video, one video could have budget, one video could have spending in it, and then it would matter a little bit more. But it's just whatever text shows up in the videos means very little for SEO. Mm-hmm. What matters is with the keywords in the title, and that's why it's better for us to have 4 videos. Allows us to target 4 different 4 different types of keywords. And then, of course, the first 20 seconds of the video is really what matters.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to email this over to you, and if you can just kind of watch it over, it's literally copy and pasted from the FAQ page. So I think the only thing you might say is you want to add something to it or shuffle around the order of the slides. What's the best way for me to send this to you? Like the Animoto login information, or let me just play the whole video for you right
now. Yeah. Okay. So the login information is the product you're building this in, right?
Animoto.com, yeah. And then remember that in the real video, there would only be one of these beginning slides, right?
Okay.
So
these are all separate videos.
Yeah, these are all the beginning slides to separate videos.
And then the back end of the video you said is the same on each one.
Yeah. So this will be the last new slide, and then the rest of from here on out will be the same for each video.
So is there a call to action throughout this video?
There is in the very end. It'll be right here.
Okay, now does it, I have a URL that says schedulewithdoug.com and goes right to my scheduling app. Is that a good idea in a video?
Yeah, we can do that. Keep in mind though, something to know about these videos is that they very rarely end in conversions. It's mostly for SEO to your website.
Okay.
You know, even when it comes to YouTube, this is going to be an ad, right? So someone's doing something on YouTube, and at the end of the video that they're watching, your ad pops up. On average, people are going to watch the first 20 seconds. If it applies to the person that's watching it, they may watch further on. But the amount of people that are going to see it all the way to the very end is almost not going to happen. But what happens is if someone watches past that 20-second mark, and that counts as a view to your video, that view turns into SEO for your website. So what you're really trying to get out of these ads are views to your videos, which turns into SEO for your website. Conversions on average just don't happen on YouTube. I mean, when was the last time you went to YouTube, watched an ad, and actually picked up the phone? It just doesn't really happen. So I wouldn't worry too much about the conversion aspects of videos. You know, the best you can hope for is that they're going to go to your website for the most part. I add the phone number in there just because there is I think a portion of the population that is just going to pick up the phone first, and you know, instinctively. Sure. But that's a very small population, and it's getting smaller every day.
Right.
So yeah, you know, in fact, we can make any changes to these videos that you want. I just wanted to kind of let you know that.
Okay.
So, and that's another thing is you can create, even depending on the end of the video, 2 different videos too, right? You could have one that had only a phone number, or one that had only an email address, or one that had a schedule link. So, you know, keep that in mind as well.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that again, because we're not trying to get conversions out of YouTube videos. That kind of thinking would maybe fall more in line with Facebook or a social media platform where, you know, where you have a higher chance of actually getting a conversion and a lower chance of getting people to your website. And people on Facebook don't really like to leave the Facebook bubble. So call to actions make a lot more sense when you're working within Facebook than on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'll just, if the video looks good to you there, I'm just going to make it into a couple different versions right now while you're watching.
No, I think it'll be good enough.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's all the stuff I talk about over and over. And, you know, the only thing I said was, you know, some of my tweaks, but, you know, I agree with you. You know, they're going to be searching for other stuff.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
So, so this is once I'm happy with the quality of the video, I go into Animoto and I'll say version 1.1.
Okay.
And now in here, I can duplicate it. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to call this version 1.2. And what is the first slide for this video? It is cash flow strategist.
Okay.
So I will go cash flow strategist, new homepage. And now I can edit the video and just delete out the unnecessary beginning slides. So okay. I will, how do I change Animoto recently? So it's 1, 2. I could have actually kept a second slide in there. Does this one make sense after this one? Not really. It does it? Yeah, okay.
Well, it's being proactive instead of reactive. That's what.
Yeah.
That project, you know, managing cash flow is. It's doing it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, so I'll export that. Download.
You know, the funny thing is that when I work with people that haven't managed this much, I go really granular and they start seeing stuff. Like, you know, the whole time we've been going, you know, I've been paying attention and watching the Facebook ads and saying, you know, I'm just going to follow your advice and let them run. Right. So we can get history on it. But, you know, a $12.95 Canva subscription I'm not using, you know, that's all net profit. And one of them.
Are you paying for Canva? You shouldn't have to pay for Canva. Canva is perfectly okay for free.
Well, there was one, for some reason, Alexis needed a paid version to do something.
Okay.
But now I can delete it.
So this one is going to be budgeting. And sometimes I change out the music track. I mean, it's really not necessary, but again, how much effort you put into change, to making each video different is totally up to you. The only thing I think that really matters is that the first 20 seconds, is unique.
But they have to sit through what, a whole minute before they can see who it is, or?
Oh, no. When your ad gets played, your business logo is in the bottom left-hand corner.
Okay.
And if someone clicks on that, it takes them to the link on your website that you specified in the ad.
Okay.
Yeah. So people it'll show your logo. They'll know who you are, and then it has a link to your website as well. It's just
Okay.
people don't tend to click on those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they will know. So while those are exporting, I can go and do it one more time or two more times. So I'll duplicate the version 1.1. So this one is know where your money is going. So we got 1.4, no money. I'll make this one 1.5. Monthly spending. Now we're going to have 4 videos. One that targets cash flow strategists, one that targets budgeting, one that targets know where your money's going, and then one that targets monthly spending.
Okay. Oh, actually, that 1 hour, my links only go up to 40 minutes. So 40 minutes is what I was looking for.
Okay, let me go update those.
And I want to make sure the word confidential is in there.
Okay. Confidential consultation.
Actually, what I've been doing is saying a complimentary confidential consultation, if that's not too much.
What is the second word? Complimentary.
Confidential. So you can get rid of free or complimentary confidential consultation.
And I'll just put with Doug Peterson.
Yep, that's fine. I don't need all that.
Yeah.
In fact, it might make sense. Our complimentary are 45-minute.
45-minute or 40?
Or 40, excuse me.
So confidential 40-minute consultation, or?
I was thinking of splitting it up. Our complimentary 40-minute confidential.
Okay.
Then you get rid of the whole last line.
Lasts for 40 minutes.
Well, no, it says 40-minute up
Oh,
above.
yeah.
So we can get rid of and lasts and all that.
Spelled correctly.
I can't remember if it's I complimentary LI or LE.
I think it's correct.
One of them is a compliment. The other one is
Oh. Wait a second. Yeah, correct.
I'm gonna have to update my headshot. My beard's graying out.
My hair, my beard is so gray now.
Is it really?
Terrible.
How old are you?
34. I
Oh,
know.
hey, I lost all my hair by the time I was 34, so just stuff happens. So are they still going to be around the $30 a month range?
Yeah. So Facebook ads, or all ads in general, the minimum you can do per campaign is $1 a month. So yeah, it's $30 a month minimum, really.
Okay.
And the way I normally do it is I go $30 up to $60. I have two campaigns. One campaign where every single video you run it through the first campaign, and then over time the ads that perform well in that first campaign, you move them away into their own campaign. Because if you don't do that over time, what happens is one ad will end up sucking up the budget for the whole thing, just
Right.
because it has more, there's more interest in it out there, and then at the price that you're trying to get ads at, that's the best opportunity. So and you just constantly over time want to move the ones that are sucking up all the budget into their own campaign.
Right. Okay.
But the main goal with all this is every video should at a minimum have probably 1,000 views. 300 views is where you start to show up in searches. So if you don't even have 300 views, if you don't have 300 views, the only way you show up in a search is if there's zero competition. If there's any competition at all, the minimum is 300, and then the more views you have, if you only have 300 views, again, you have about as small chance as possible, right, to show up. If you have 1,000 views on your video, then you're beating all the competition out there that have made no effort at all. And that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to get easy SEO on the people doing nothing.
Okay.
Like we can easily become, number like 4 or 5 for cash flow strategists on YouTube, whereas getting 4 to 5 on a website could take you months, if not years.
Yeah.
So once you've got a video, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to upload it to YouTube. The only thing that matters when you're putting it into YouTube is that whatever your keyword is important, it's got to go in the title, and then you want to have a link to a page on your website in the description. Because essentially what YouTube videos are, they're backlinks. They're links from YouTube to your website.
Okay.
But since you have control over your own YouTube channel, you get to put in your own links to your own website. So you're facilitating the, your YouTube presence being connected to your website.
Okay.
That's
So you
essentially
just
what's
get it to my services page. Is that what you pointed to?
This is a good thing to know how to do. It's called a site command. If you go site double dot and then put in your website, getprioritystraight.com, what you're doing is you're training, you're targeting, you're turning the Google algorithm on your website and your website only. When if I was to Google, what's the first video that we're going to do? It was for cash flow strategist, right? So that's going to be in our title. That's going to be our focus keyword. I want it pointed. So what's happening is when you upload that video to YouTube, you're creating a page on YouTube's website, right, with your content. And on that page, you're putting a link to your website in there. So now any SEO that this page on YouTube gets is linked to the page on your website. It's going to help with that SEO. But the SEO that you're getting on this YouTube video is for cash flow strategist. That SEO is for those keywords. It's better to point that SEO that you've accumulated in YouTube for cash flow strategists at a page on your website that also ranks for cash flow strategists. So that's where this comes into play. If you go site double dot getprioritystraight.com and now I can put in cash flow strategist, it's going to look through your website for that keyword.
I see.
And you can see that the only page that has that keyword is the FAQ page. So we should link to the FAQ page.
Well, it's also on the main page.
Cash flow is on the main page, not cash flow strategist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But the home, in that case, if I was to go cash flow like that, it's going to show more pages, right? There you got your home page,
Right.
programs, about, et cetera, et cetera.
Click on GPS system page. Huh. I don't think that's up there anymore.
I think this is probably just an old page maybe.
Oh, but it can find it even though it's not.
Yep, exactly. It can still find it.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and upload this video. Hopefully it's done by now.
Yeah, more of this whole resurgence of COVID is kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's good for me just because for a while there, SEO is getting pretty competitive. I've seen, you had to make much more of an effort to get results. And I think now that it's a kind of a weird place. Things are going back to normal and businesses are reopening. So there's more competition, but people are also no longer doing their own SEO anymore. And all my clients have seen a jump in traffic this last month. People are just, not indoors as much anymore, I don't think. Okay, so now I'm going to upload these 4 videos to YouTube.
This is to my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So budgeting is going to be the focus keyword here. I'm going to go look through your website for budgeting. So the programs page and the frequently asked questions page. So I'll put the frequently asked questions page there, and then budgeting.
So I've been doing more of a focus on individuals that own businesses, so I can also get in their business cash flow management.
Mm-hmm.
And that's looks like it's going to be the growing area where there'll be recurring revenue. because smaller businesses just don't have anybody to help them with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard though, you know, because I can work with all kinds of different people, but if you're not targeting anybody, how do you really make your marketing effective?
You have to, in the beginning, target something. Over time, you can get really broad, but you want to focus on, to get short-term results, you have to get targeted in the beginning.
Yeah. So I thought my marketing message, my referrals, I can work with divorces, I can work with, high income earners, all kinds of people. But I think for my marketing, it's going to be business owners that are struggling with cash.
Struggling. Okay. So business, budgeting services.
Back here, let me show you something.
Okay. Should I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me permission here.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can just read through these quickly. So these are 2 commercials that are going to air on Money Hour.
Okay.
They're both pretty short.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, and here's number 2. These are one's gonna air this month on Money Hour, the other's gonna air the next month.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that these are basically could make perfect scripts or videos. The first slide, does your income fluctuate? Making it impossible to see if you can meet your obligations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, so I follow this process with just marketing messages, that there's 3 questions you should be able to answer almost immediately. It's, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to? And why should they care? If you can answer those 3 questions, that's basically a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these could make a bunch of good videos, the opening slides on them. All right. Okay, so budgeting, it's not, you don't do budgeting services, right? Or like, how would you describe, how you help people with budgeting? Budgeting for business. This is an easy way to start. Or not budgeting for business, but budgeting for business owners. Personal budgeting for business owners, or
Yeah, see, well,
personal budgeting.
yeah, so the concept, you can help me here with this, is that I start with their personal. We need to know what their business has to support.
Yeah.
So that you don't have personal stress, right? It's not everything you want, but you can operate without stress. If your business can afford to give you that month in and month out, and you manage your cash flow so you can, now you're not stressed at home. The next step is to look at the business and make sure it can afford that, and also work on managing cash flow so you're profitable, so you can give yourself bonuses, which is rare for entrepreneurs, right? But everybody wants it. But it's also just understanding that, everything you waste, oh, it's a business expense, that's all profit. So let's make sure the money you're spending makes a difference, right? Otherwise, you're giving away your money and you're working hard as an entrepreneur. So it's smaller business owners that have up to 10 employees that don't have a management team. They're the person that's in charge of everything, kind of like I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't have advisors. And they don't pay attention to this. And it just about every business owner, well, you know what it's like. Creates a lot of stress.
Yeah. So just thinking about how to put that.
If I could eliminate that, but not everybody's familiar with cash flow. So one of the things I did in that commercial was, I tried to change it, meet your obligations and have some reserves.
Yeah.
Well, how it feels to be short of money. It stinks.
Um,
Wouldn't you like to know you can always meet your obligations?
so financial obligations, right?
What if you had, what if you put in, look at that. Did you see what it said right at the top?
Where?
By detailing exactly when all your payments are due. I mean, this
Yeah.
is, I detail when everything's due and what you spend and, you know,
So does this, is this pretty accurate to what? But not despite poor credit, but meeting your financial obligations.
now again, now this is just talking about, you know, the best way to get your credit in good standing is pay things on time. It's
But
not how you
but
manage.
meeting your business financial obligations with proper budgeting,
Yeah, or with effective budgeting.
with effective.
But I would say meeting your personal and business. Is that too much?
No, you have more real estate. Sorry, so say that again.
Meeting your personal and business
Personal and business.
financial obligations.
Meet your personal and business financial obligations with effective budgeting. Yep, and then you can follow this up with, if you have get space for get priority straight. So I just go GPS. That's either single. So the important thing here is just kind of figuring out, what your focus keyword is, what your title is. That's the most important part, and then a link to your website.
Okay.
I'm going to take out this just because
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary.
it doesn't really make sense in that space. And you can always add. You can always you're only using 336 characters of 5,000, so you can always add a lot more here.
Okay.
I can even go to your website and pull a paragraph off the homepage. Yeah, get priority straight partners with you to create personal cash flow clarity, build intentional spending habits.
So if you go to the let's see. The about GPS, there's a 100-word statement. If you take a look at that, it's
this one or the meet the founder.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Now, I think those are all good keywords, and that starts with this, we partner with.
Yeah, and the idea here is that you start off with the content that's closest to the keywords that are in the title, but then fill up the rest of the space with whatever you want.
Okay, so you got GPS partner, get priority straight partners with you twice at the bottom here.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
It's already up above. One says at get priority straight, the other says we partner with you.
Okay.
Or just get priority straight. Yeah, good.
And I can,
this stuff boggles me.
Okay. So, and that's pretty much it. From here, I'd run YouTube ads. So we have more time, so I can go do that real quick. So I go public, copy that link address, publish. Now,
You got the COVID? Sounds like it.
No.
My sister-in-law got it after getting fully vaccinated.
Yeah, I suppose I could have it, but I don't think I do. I have.
Did you see this morning that a governor mandated all government employees wear masks or get vaccinated regardless of what they want to do?
Yep. I mean, it really sucks that a couple bad apples ruin it for everybody else, because I'm sure there's some people who really have an actual excuse for it. But you can't trust that, can you?
Well, you know, it's required to have vaccinations at schools, just regular vaccinations, but people can apply for variances.
Yeah, I mean, and
like, you know, what really bothers me is the irresponsibility of just saying everybody can do it no matter what.
there should be a consequence to lying about it, period.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and my daughter medically can't do it.
Right. And I have that same problem. You know, my little brother is a diabetic, and you know, he was able to get it, but he knows people that can't. And yeah. All right. So when you get into Google AdWords, you will start at the campaign level. The testing is that campaign that I run all videos through. So once you're in here, ad groups are groups. I don't know how to put this. So each ad group targets a different page on your website. Okay. You know, you could have 5 different ads that targets the same page. So the ad group just is the ads that are in an ad group are specific to where they're pointing. So in this case, so let's just point this at the home page to make this simple, or the FAQ page, right? We'll point it to the FAQ page. So in here, I'm going to make a new ad group since I don't have an FAQ one, and I'm going to name it FAQ. I'm going to bid for 2 cents. My maximum bid per view is going to be 2 cents. Why do I do this? Because the minimum is 1 cent. Okay. By bidding up to 2 cents, we're going to beat anybody that's a cheapskate and is bidding the bare minimum. But we're not going to get into bidding wars with people that, you know, have larger budgets. So and then you just put in your YouTube video link. So you can.
So who's bidding then? How does that work? Or should we even talk about that?
No, because we're not trying to get into bidding wars. We're trying to just get, you know, really cheap SEO from YouTube. So that's right here. You know, if you wanted to, you could set a higher maximum, you know, bid per view if you wanted to, but I don't recommend that. Yeah, you know, we're trying to use YouTube ads as a cheap, easy way to get SEO. If you raise the budget, then you really, you know, you should, if you're going to raise the budget, you want to really think about the quality of your content, right? You want to put the best ad possible, right, for the money that you're spending. So this is my strategy with YouTube ads. This is why YouTube ads are great, is that you can pay almost nothing and get a huge amount of SEO out of it.
Right. Okay.
So I'll do 2 cents, and then down here you put in your video. You know, it'll look like this, your YouTube video. So you can go here. You see the view on YouTube button. You can right click, copy link address, and then put your YouTube video in there. Okay. And you're going to pick skippable in-stream ad. This is the cheap ad.
All right.
And we're going to put in the link to the website in there. So it should be the same link as what you put in the description. And then I date it. I put 8/10/21. What this allows me to do is be able to kind of determine, you know, this, if I come back in 2 weeks, this ad has gotten 1,400 views in 2 weeks, whereas an ad that's been in here for 2 months, right, may have 5,000 views, and you can kind of gauge the performance based on when you posted the ad and how much, you know, it has up to now. So then I'll just go the date on when I published it dash what is the keyword that I'm targeting in the video.
So are you going to give Lauren the historical data on the ads that have been running?
Yeah, I can give her access to all that. Yes.
And she can just go look it up, basically, right?
I mean, yeah. If she just goes to the YouTube channel, right? All the videos are public that we've done YouTube ads on. There, yeah. So I'm just gonna effective budgeting. I don't know, what is the primary keyword in here?
Just one keyword?
Well, a keyword can be more than one word, so it could be, as many words as you want, really. One keyword phrase or one key phrase.
It's going to be one of these words or part of this phrase, right?
Yeah. So effective budgeting for, I don't know, effective budgeting strategies.
What if we said effective budgeting and cash flow management? Would that make sense, or do we need cash flow management in here too?
Well, if cash flow management is important, then it should be in the title.
Or do we have room in the title?
Let's find out. Oh, 1 second. So meet your personal and business financial obligations with effective budgeting and cash flow management.
Yeah, let's see what that says.
Then I'll take off the. So it goes over by 3 words. So I'll just take out and put in like that. And I'll do it there as well.
So it's characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 99. Okay, then I would put effective budgeting and cash flow management. I think the trouble is I'm trying to convert people to think about budgeting as cash flow management, because budgeting sounds like a diet, right? Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Right. But the people that do it know that it's freeing. I mean, it's so funny. Scarcity really creates productivity and creativity. But when people don't manage it, they don't even feel the scarcity until they've already spent it.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at, what people are doing with their cash and what the results are, it's easier to make choices. You're still guessing to some degree, but anything that you measure, what's going on better than what you don't measure.
Yeah, you'll have less of you're not as likely to go out to Walmart and buy a television with your stimmy check, are you?
Well, yeah. And if you're actually thinking in these terms, you're funding what you really care about instead of that impulse. And we're emotional creatures. So if you've already done it, you have to say, what do I take it out of? Do I drop working with Jeff? Do I rock working with Lauren? Do I drop managing my website? I mean, what do you drop?
Yeah.
You better be on purpose. It's just phenomenal how many businesses stay in business. But when you get under the covers, a lot of them are in really rough shape.
Yeah. Yes.
They have horrible balance sheets.
Yep. So I think from, out of all that, remember that, really you got to choose one keyword phrase. So effective budgeting and cash flow management can be a keyword phrase, but it sounds like 2 things to me.
Nobody's going to type all that.
Yeah. So I would.
So just do effective budgeting.
Yeah. If cash flow management was important at this point, I'd make a second video with cash flow management in the first 20 seconds and more, as kind of a focus point.
Do you want effective or you just want budgeting?
I mean,
I think more people will type in budgeting than.
Well, so keep in mind that this is for your own organizational purposes. Nobody's ever going to see the ad name except for yourself. It's not going to affect the SEO. I put the date in there so I know when the ad was created, and then I put the keywords that I'm trying to get SEO for in the ad name.
Okay.
So effective budgeting is probably, since it's in the title, that's what I'm just going to put here.
Okay. All right.
Let's save ad group, and that's making a YouTube ad. Now, over time, what I do is I will look at, in the last 30 days, you can see that this money and relationships ad has sucked up 2,300 impressions out of the total 3,700 impressions. So almost 2/3 of the budget is being eaten up by one ad. Mm-hmm. Right. So in this case, I'm just gonna.
It had like 40,000 hits or something.
Well, that's over this is only for the last 30 days, right? Not for the full length of everything we've done.
All right. Oh, interesting.
So, either you turn the ad off or you move it into its own campaign. If you wanted the ad, if you wanted the video to keep getting views to it, you just move it into its own another campaign. at this point, I think for you, it makes more sense to just turn it off, because money and relationships, this ad probably has 40, or this video has 40,000 views on it or something, right? 10,000 views. You're going to beat any low level competition with that many views on it, right? You can move on to either another keyword phrase or, you know, use those views on other videos in the channel. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It can, everything from here can get more complicated if you want it to be, but in my opinion, I would focus more on the creation of content than, you know, tweaking and playing with that, you know, the budget and all that other stuff.
Okay, and can you share with me the way to convert to text from all the ads that you had a free model, free version?
Yeah, so YouTube does it for you. Anytime you upload a video to YouTube, if you go to the edit page, so I'm going to go in here. You know, we just uploaded this video, so it's not going to, it takes time to process. So if I go to one of your older videos, like where to start for personal financial mastery, Doug Peterson, you hit edit here. Okay, because it's not published, I can't. So I'm gonna unlist it. Unlisted means that it's published, but nobody, unless you have the link, unless you know that the video exists and you go there manually, it's not going to show up in searches.
Okay.
So it's there, but it's not searchable.
So it's probably embedded in my website.
Yeah, I tend to publish things as unlisted, because you get some SEO for it. If it's just a draft, it's like it doesn't exist in the system. Okay. Unlisted is better than as a draft.
I've got a 2 o'clock client right now. I got to get my.
Okay. Let me just show you in 30 seconds, and then it'll be in this recording for us. So if you hit edit now and you go to subtitles, you will see in English, automatically generated English subtitles. So now you can download those over here, edit, the 3 double dots, download. So,
okay.
Then you just Google, you know, convert SRT, which is the transcription file into text.
Okay.
Or you can just open it and it'll have timestamps. It's not the easiest thing in the world to read. But you can get it converted if you want it just like in a paragraph format.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I will get everything sent over to Lauren, and I'll add this recording to the Google document.
Okay,
and
great.
We'll go from there.
All right, man.
Cool. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Thanks, man. Talk to you later. Bye.